We're right down in typical Troy fashion. We're going right up to the deadline. Yeah, a huge liner's been ordered. I'll save that for the project update stuff, but yeah, it's
Okay. So, yeah, Carter, so this is all good. Does anybody, have any questions? Then can I have a motion to pay the invoices?
I'll make motion.
Gary, got a second?
I'll send it.
Andrew, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
So, Bill, just for a respect, so what's happening here is we're approving the invoices from the different school communities. Now that they're approved, now they can be paid. That starts the process of our interaction with the pool community. So ultimately, we're gonna, whatever our share, let's say, with the Troy project is, we have 58% of it. We don't do anything until we get a bill from the CSO pool community that is going to do the exchange. This is the way this is set up for some reason. So that's kind of what's been held, like, we haven't had a lot of invoices from the pool community.
But when we get the disbursement, then we need to send that to Tom.
Yeah.
So that he can make the
Right,
invoice.
so when that's our project, we'll get
Based on
it, then we send it into him.
Because I can send the invoices today, as an example, but you're not gonna do anything with them until the EFC disbursement.
Well, we started that process. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, what happened in the past with the invoices would be issued, then then when the EFC made the disbursement was not just you, but everybody else was, well, where's my invoice? So I had to regenerate. Not a big deal, but it's just like, they're there, now they can be done again.
Right, so we were sitting on a decent amount of money waiting,
So we-
to be invoiced.
Yeah, we've been not waiting for these meetings just to send things to EFC. To get the, get the ball.
Because you don't know what delay might happen. with them.
So, yeah, right.
Which I thought the exact opposite. I thought you had to wait until this board approved it. Then it's all good with everybody. Then you can send it to.
Technically, you're correct, I think.
Well, the ESP was taking so long that they said to give that process.
And some of those too long were years.
Here.
So now our process is working better, I think. So as soon as we get reimbursed, we get it to Tom and send the invoice out. And of course, then the money comes from us to the pool communities and then.
Good back.
Yep. But, so same would be true, Andrew, for your disbursements. I don't know if we've captured all of your recent disbursements. I think you send those to me when they go together or.
Yeah. So like when Paul sends me the request for disbursement, then I do that, then I send it over to you and Tom and Mark, and then.
Once it comes in.
Yeah.
You see the disbursement paperwork when it comes in.
I think I get like I think Allison sends it to him, I should like the,
Allison, okay.
yeah, it sends like, we don't like the receipt of that they sent.
Yeah, it tells you the balance of what's.
Yeah.
Grant and what's finance and. What invoices were paid and so forth.
I usually just take it briefly, look at it a little bit and send it over to you folks to do whatever you want to do.
Okay, yeah, so that adds up, so we
Yeah.
can do the same process.
Once I know the EFC has made the disbursement, I then have a track of where the money should come from.
Yeah.
Immediately. It immediately means whenever each community gets around to go through their process and actually issue the disbursement.
Okay. So,
Caveat with the CRPC bill is that I believe we're out of money on the personnel line for our EOS rate. Which would change the community's obligation from $8,000 to 15. But I'm gonna wait to send this bill until the close of this calendar year. Because we still have the costs relating to legal and post-construction monitoring.
right,
So if there's money left over on those lines, I'll just transfer between accounts, so to maximize what we can draw.
yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So we passed the vendor invoices. Item A status. Do you have anything? One thing before that is just, for the June meeting, we're supposed to be, June and July, we're supposed to be talking budget, so, talking budget is for the remaining projects, which, so Cross Street will be done,
Right,
and, Little C will be done. So the only thing left will be Manor Avenue and our two CSO eliminations to go into budget and the monitoring. The monitoring will be done. No, the monitoring will be, yeah, well, monitoring will be pretty much done. I guess we go through October.
I off the top of my head, don't know what we budgeted
A little bit,
monitoring
yeah.
this year.
That, should be much. Okay, so I can, talk with, Tom about what projects will be.
Yeah, again, it's a budget, an estimate of what you anticipate spending. And if there's the monitoring is virtually complete. Let's a little bit back over, you have a little bit left in the budget for next year.
Yeah, I think our, feedback doing the boat was gonna wait until the end to fit in invoices, just.
So what about we were talking about the continuing operations, is that gonna be part of the budget as well for next year? Because I know you did quite a bit of work on.
For Beaver Creek.
Hmm.
For Beaver Creek.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Yeah, I
think
think
we're
so.
not gonna roll map the corporation into the IMA for those costs.
We were gonna, have an amendment to the IMA, and I guess that I don't think we've seen a letter of engagement yet from Hotspot. I was like, I guess,
I'll follow up with them again.
And that would be an intercommunity IMA,
it wouldn't necessarily involve,
Wouldn't involve
CRPC as
corporation.
an administrator.
right? It would not be part of CSO, it would be just a direct between communities.
Mhm.
That's the concept. So. EFC disbursement stuff. So I think we kind of talked about that.
yeah. Paul sent me one the other day to disperse some of National Water Maintenance funding, but I haven't called them, I've been trying to get a hold of them. Because I don't know if they're ready to be dispersed yet, because I still have like the project checklist stuff for Mark Howard that I owe him. Their utilization plan's been approved. But on the others, so like the AIS and all that stuff, that hasn't been approved yet.
Yeah, we've been just sending stuff as soon as we got a certified pay application, we've been sending them over anyway.
Okay,
And if they are getting held up by compliance,
yeah,
just bring it up at every 2-week meeting.
okay,
Cause I just want some folks at EFC to know we're getting way behind on payments and, yeah, we're hopefully not getting behind on payments, man.
right,
I
right,
mean, we've had an awful time with our lead services stuff because it's taken so long to get, Louisi and Newcastle's utilization stuff squared away.
yeah,
And, people like to get paid.
right, of course, yeah.
So. Project updates, Albany's projects, we've, I guess it's just mentioned, Chris, is working on a breakdown of our operating costs for the vehicle, so we need to pass that on.
Yep, we have that.
Pass that on there.
And we'll be distributing that shortly.
So that, people are planning their next year's budgets that they would. Plan for their same percentages we've been doing, I think, I don't think we're planning on changing any of the percentages.
Yeah. We estimated originally it was about 500,000 annually. It's gonna be in that ballpark again, and what percentage of years is just.
Yeah, it's been a
Mostly that's
little,
why, yeah, so.
we're trying to get more of a handle from our city hall process with the budget about some of these costs, because the city's been centrally paying for some of the utility and fiber optic and stuff, which makes it harder for us to see the costs, like and just a single line on the, but yeah, we don't have a lot of power because we're going by gravity through our system. But we
Okay.
do use a lot of power because we've got a great big
Mhm,
gigantic fan
mhm.
for odor control.
Yeah. Yes.
Um, and CHA, I guess Mike's not on, we've been waiting for them to finish the preliminary engineers report on Skyler. But it's pretty much done. I've seen it. Seth has shared it with me. Mike is the guy who's sitting on it. We've been trying to figure out what we're doing because of that Liberty Park redevelopment, and we're quite sure.
They even know what's happening at Liberty Park. Every time I read, or there's another proposal or.
I think Jeff Buell talked about no soccer.
Right.
But maybe they'll say his group was proposing to do some mixed use thing and keep the same streets. And that keeping the same street pattern affected what we were gonna do with that. There's also been discussion about moving the Greyhound station over to where the McDonald's place is, which
Oh, okay.
in the 1970s, the county interceptor was routed around the Greyhound station. The question is, if you take the Greyhound station around, are you still gonna have a kink in the in the county sewer? Or
You kind of straighten that out at that point. Yeah.
so we so hesitant about finalizing what we were proposing, but I think we're wrapping that up. And Troy's working across.
Yeah, yeah. We talked to, National Water Main has another subcontract they hired to do the bypass. Piping and pumping for this, so we talked to them yesterday. We have a plan of, we have to make a couple of cuts in the road to bury the bypass road open. So, they have a tentative schedule. They've ordered the liner, that should be going on the last week of May, and then the first week of June, they're gonna install the manhole structure, do the 30 feet of replacement, and then we're gonna pave the road. And all this will hopefully take place before June 15th.
Was it June 30th, your date?
If it's June 30th, that would be amazing. I keep telling myself it's June.
I should have told you that.
I know, because now, you guys, take a week off. No, okay, I'll check. But that would be great. I think we're gonna be doing it
Yeah.
15 regardless.
Don't tell National Water Main.
Oh, yeah, no, they're, one question about the sampling. It's rained the last 2 Wednesdays. Did those count as wet weather events, or did it start raining a little too late?
I'll let the joint venture team decide, but
Okay,
our thought was if we didn't overflow, it's not a wet weather event, but
yeah,
like yesterday, we had some rain and we had we put water into our contact tanks, but they didn't even overflow.
oh, okay. Yeah, we overflowed yesterday. I got the high level alarm on Liberty Street, so.
Really?
Yeah, somewhere in our system, yeah.
Yeah,
And definitely the week before, but that started it started raining like right while we were doing the sampling, so it was like, oh darn it, 'cause we got soaked out there last week.
I think we're just following our plan every Wednesday.
I know we're gonna keep it cool if we get 2 of them out of the way already, the
I
first
guess.
2 weeks.
It-
Yeah, that would be great.
It'd be good, so,
Alright, we'll let Mike and the team decide on whether those.
yeah. Yeah, we might get plenty of rain Wednesdays, you know. or wait,
Yeah.
I guess rainy Tuesdays would help with.
Right, if we had a lot of rain, that would be fantastic. Tuesday evening, be great.
Yeah. And Cahoe's, how's I know we're just getting some more, we got. Payment 5 for Carver, but 6 is in review. And they're waiting for the generator. Is that,
Waiting for that to be delivered. It's supposed to be mid-June. But that's gonna be delivered. We had a site visit with EFC actually. This week. So they came and took a look at everything.
but that's so that's wrapping up and Manor Ave is now in design.
Design.
That's got a consent order date for coming up. October 1st.
Over, yeah.
26.
October 1st is the plan and spec. Date of the consent order, so,
For the design plans.
okay. And then the notice to proceed by April. Because next year is it.
Yes, well, it's it for the current, yes.
What do you mean for the current? Is that gonna have another consent order? It'd take longer to make one than,
Well, that's true right now. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. It shouldn't take Mike and company too long to actually crank out the design. Because the engineering report got into design a bit. So they just had to nail down a little bit more on survey and tweak their design a bit. So, you know, yes.
Yeah, they did a survey already, so.
so if you get the design done by October, but you can't go to bid until EFC approves your plans and specs. It might be hard to get a notice by
That's a possibility,
but that wouldn't be Deliz's fault, so.
right?
It's taking a long time to get stuff approved.
Yeah, I shouldn't speak for Mike, but, I would say, the plans and specs will probably be done by end of June, mid-July. So,
So send them in early, because then you might have
yes,
a better chance.
well, also, you wanna bid it too, so that, you can get. Well, maybe you don't want this year's prices, but, try to get this year's prices before more inflation kicks in for next year.
Everything's inflated because of fuel costs now, so.
Yeah. Yeah, fuel costs and other things.
Everything, yeah. So, so the deadlines for your Manor Ave and for our CSO eliminations all coming up. And something I mentioned to Sharon was, even though you got notice of an award for WQIT, we don't have that money yet, but we've had Troy and Albany's cost sums changed, reflecting that you are getting that money, so that's $800,000 that you need to get after DEC to give you the executed plan for it.
Yeah.
Did you get to talk to Bill early about that?
No.
He's the guy that we usually talk to.
Yeah. Bill's good. Been there a while, he knows where he's going.
So. That seems like, needs to get taken care of. And, our satellite treatment facility has been running and we do have our second suite partially down because we had problems with part of it. Once the And that's so, keeping the screens from having breakage and problems is still. But we're getting replacement stuff fabricated locally. Keller's helped us,
Oh, good.
make some contacts, so we're not waiting for stuff to come from Joe. We were having a horrible time with, turning work to that process. We customized it. So we could make our own repairs. I'm not sure whether that's just that this is such a new technology and you've got very fine screens and you got all kinds of crap that comes in from the streets and then, you've got this wiping mechanism that has to. And then you try to set it so that if there's too much torque, it'll return.
Yep.
But, stuff gets caught in the screens and so we've been tweaking that.
Yeah.
The codes they also maybe have a lumping system, even though it's kind of a passive screen, but it's some sort of a lumping system. But that isn't being tested out yet. It's we're going to start using that until electric got.
Well, it's operational.
Yeah, it is.
So it is operational.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the only thing they're waiting on is generator.
Generator.
Otherwise, it's operational. As a matter of fact,
It's been operating.
Far as I got, it's actually Steve opened it up when EFC came. And showed them everything I was doing.
Yeah, I'd be interested in knowing if you have any problems with your screens or the open stuff works well.
yeah, and anytime you got screens with CSO, I remember on Dodd County. Which was one of the first with some screens. And county had definite problems. Screens. That was 20 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, there's problems with wipes and other stuff.
Correct. Wipes, blinding.
Yeah, well, and what we've found is a lot of times the first flush stuff, it's blinding the screens.
Correct.
Then we have to bypass while we cool the screens to get started again.
Yep.
Otherwise, we can't put that design full through.
That was constant, yeah. Well, they don't tell you that when you're researching.
So that's,
Right, so it's happening, but you have it, they're like, oh, okay, so it's actually,
yeah. And then the other project update is post-construction monitoring plan. Teams are doing their job.
we're having a good time too, yeah. Yeah, it's been fun. I went last week and then I sent our 2 lab techs this week. We had a bid opening yesterday, I wasn't able to attend, but I got rave reviews, took the appendix and the COC, sent them to Greg Bold, so he's getting those every week. Or his, I don't know, records or whatever, so. When we first went with Matt from CDM Smith the first day, to do a little bit after our training, we went down to the 126th Street Bridge. And we tossed the bucket over and we pulled up some water, and our first initial bucket of water, I put my hands in it. And actually put it on my face, yeah. To dismay of the team. Just want to let everyone know it's safe before we get into this, so, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, was it you, Carrie, that wanted to drink a glass of PCBs?
Yes. I was just thinking that.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
if you have a problem with the Tom Haddock, you could just take it right out of the.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
And just, it's always good to have a second water source. We need to just divert the Hudson right up to, yeah,
Giant pump station,
yeah.
no problems with the labs, getting to the labs.
No, but not to make it into a race, but we've been the last people to drop our bottles off the past 2 weeks, so we gotta improve our time, gotta speed it up a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, some of it too is probably just traffic.
Yeah, traffic, driving around, yeah. Yeah, but it's nice, like the lab techs, it's good for, we have our regular distribution sampling they do every day, so we're doing a few less of our regular bacteria distribution samples, but change of scenery for them.
Yeah,
On Wednesday, so it's nice. They're actually looking forward to it
Yeah.
still,
after 25 weeks, it will be so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it rained on a few more times.
right.
But-
Yeah, I'm sure by. I don't know. And then I'll go back and help out.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's, I think that's our agenda. Any other business?
Just, we're still working on Paris reporting, just need one more document to press submit.
Yes, so at some point in June, we'll have another compliance for Cross Street. So
Yep,
we'll direct that up, Mark, for when that happens. And Tom, we gotta get the thing squared away with Goes and Troy, and then
Now, do you need to elect to replace Chris because he's decided to abandon us again?
well, I mentioned to our chairman of the water board about having a roof signed. I forget the process that we need a letter from the water board and city for a new
I
assignment.
think we got for approval.
For
Yeah.
the
A letter from the, Charles,
Yeah,
designated new person as a designated.
and then we'll the next meeting, we could maybe elect the treasurer.
So in the interim, you're leaving. now, right?
tomorrow, technically, I'm around for paperwork purposes, though, so,
We
Okay,
know
'cause-
where he lives.
yeah.
Well-
You can't totally escape, though.
because if you're not around, then I'll send anything to Bill for signature on the disbursements.
Okay.
Right, so the disbursements follow it may be not as soon as we'd like.
Technically, my last day is tomorrow, so
And where did you come off to?
I had an offer, that I couldn't refuse.
Horse head in the bed?
That's what it takes to get out of this town, no. A logistics company down in Westchester. I was a CFO of a company pretty similar 10 years ago, so it's kind of, if I have a wheelhouse, that might be it, so it's. Again, I appreciate that, get some, nice meeting you all.
yeah.
Good luck.
We're missing Chris.
Yeah,
It was fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, we have to take some of these donuts this time, I better avoid that, but.
A whole lot.
But you're in great hands. Reef and I have been working together for about a year and a half now. So you're gonna see the quality of Trigger go up immensely. He's fantastic, he'll be great for you guys.
So the learning curve will be a little bit.
He's gonna step right in. This guy's front of the whip. So he'll be great.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Gary,
I'll second.
Andrew, all in favor?
Aye.